So unless you spent last summer living under a rock or in a poorly designed deep sea submersible, you probably heard of the Eras Tour, Taylor Swift's cross-country campaign of shock and awe. Announced in the fall of 2022, this would be Taylor's first tour in 5 years, and oh boy, a lot had changed since the days of 2018. In 2019, Taylor Swift released Lover and was named Artist of the Decade by Billboard. It didn't feel like the end, but it certainly felt like a crowning achievement for a musician who had spent half her life busting her ass and an opportunity for some well-deserved rest. I mean, look at Rihanna. That woman dropped her best album and said deuces. In the words of the illustrious Anne Hathaway Catwoman,
"You don't owe these people anymore. You've given them everything."
Not everything. Not yet.
In 2020, Taylor Swift released Folklore, the album you can point to as the beginning of this renaissance period of Taylor. It's an acoustic indie album where Taylor starts to do some quote-unquote more serious songwriting because it's no longer about her life, but about shit she made up in her head. Critics blew their fucking nuts to this album because when a teenage girl sings about the unbearable, terrible beauty of young love, it's pop music. But when you sing forlornly over some slow piano, it's art. And so, combined with her already feral fan base, this catapulted Taylor to heights never seen before. If Taylor Swift was Artist of the Decade in the 2010s, she might as well be Empress of the Decade so far in the 2020s. I mean, this woman is bigger than the fucking NFL. You drop her name in a podcast, even if you got 0 listens, bro, money will just start instantly flowing into your business checking account. I'm pretty sure Taylor could beat either of these bozos in November if she wanted to. And on May 27th, 2023, there was no better place to view Taylor Swift's power in action than New York City, as the Eras Tour came to town. Or more specifically, came to East Rutherford, New Jersey. Getting to East Rutherford, New Jersey from New York City is what I imagine being deployed to Afghanistan feels like. And yet, there were hordes of Swifties, not only willing, but out for blood in the catacombs of Penn Station, ready to brave the perilous journey that no dead-eyed New Jersey Transit employee or homeless guy shitting in a corner was gonna deter them from. At the stadium, it was a clusterfuck like most concerts. I have never seen so many decoratively festooned individuals in my life. I saw a girl in a full head-to-toe Taylor Swift magician outfit. This was Comic-Con for white girls. Let me just say, you and the anime people got some kind of beef going on? Y'all are two sides of the exact same coin. Anyway, the show itself was very impressive, almost intimidatingly so. I mean, that's Taylor fucking Swift. Even for my shitty, overpriced resale seats, I can tell that's fucking Taylor Swift. The 3-hour set list, the set pieces for each era, the choreo, the costume changes, the light up bracelets. I mean, they have fucking flamethrowers, dude. Taylor, she honestly did not have to go this hard. She could have come out on stage and done a chill 15-song set. Everyone would have been exuberant. I mean, she could have come on stage and shit for 3 hours and everyone would have lost their minds, but that's neither here nor there. What really stood out to me was how devoted the crowd was. It felt like I was at church singing along with the choir. There's this special connection she has formed with each of her fans where she is explaining what it means to be a human being in some way that really connects with that person. And seeing all those people in one stadium really made me realize Taylor Swift has fucking won at life. She's out here living every artist's dream. She's extremely wealthy, famous, popular, and hot off her art. You might be tempted to think to yourself, this woman's the happiest woman on earth. She must not be sad about anything, right?
Right? Wrong!
Fortnight is a top-tier depression song. I'm a little sad Post Malone got the Lana treatment, but the song is a great opener to the idea of the tortured poet mentioned in the album's title. Never before has having your life ruined and committing a double homicide sounded so goddamn catchy. As the album title suggests, a lot of the album revolves around this idea of the tortured artist. And let's be honest, we love depressed mofos in art. Walt Whitman, get the fuck out of here with your happy-go-lucky ass. We want to listen to the sad shit. There seems to be some kind of truth about the ultimate meaninglessness of life that depressed people seem to have access to. And the more depressed, the better. Self-exile to Cuba? Great. Pills? alcohol, drugs, great. Cut your fucking ear off, perfect. A lot of artists get a lot more popular after their deaths, and a lot of it is this morbid curiosity, poring over their work and their art to search for some clues that they may have left behind about the meaning of life or whatever. You know, I will be honest, sometimes it feels like it's easier to accept that the universe is not some amusement park ride designed for my enjoyment, and maybe the fundamental nature of the universe, which is that it's just atoms bouncing around, is tied to the fundamental randomness of life. Sometimes the darkness is more convincing, which is a dilemma because as an artist, you don't really want to be depressed to make your art. If you could have an intact liver and brain and still make good art, I think a lot of artists would be fine with that. If Fortnite plays up all these tortured artist stereotypes, the title track of the album playfully winks at all these pretensions. She still admits she's crazy. I mean, she literally says in the song, "We're crazy," but also acknowledges a self-awareness about this idea that you have to suffer to make art. And it mentions certain references to the tortured artist stereotype, like self-sabotaging, smoking the ganja, using a goddamn typewriter. Who the fuck uses a typewriter anyway? Taylor, she doesn't get enough credit for it, but she's funny and she's sharp, and she kind of disarms this whole trope by saying, "You're not Dylan Thomas, I'm not Patti Smith, fuck William Bowery, this ain't the Chelsea Hotel, we're modern idiots. You're taking this art shit so seriously, bro." But the question at the end of the day is, who's gonna hold you? Alright, let's not beat around the bush. This album's been out for like 2.5 weeks. You guys all know this is about Joe and Travis. I know it, you know it, the attention economy knows it. Let's just acknowledge it and move on. My boy only breaks his favorite toys, Down Bad and So Long London bid farewell to our favorite London boy and ushers him out while roasting him. You could have called the anthology version All Too Well 2-hour version. You know, he did a lot of bad shit in this relationship. He didn't treat her good after the honeymoon phase was over. He lied about getting married and having kids. He ate 7 bars of chocolate. Who the fuck has 7 bars of chocolate lying around their house, dude? Do you have a 7-Eleven in your basement? A big theme of this album is marriage and motherhood. More specifically, marriage and motherhood lost because she was promised these things, but they did not come to fruition. Yeah, a lot of these songs are very slow and depressing and sad. And if you listen to how goddamn happy she is in some of the songs in Reputation and Lover, then goddamn it, I feel sad too. That love maybe isn't possible in this world after all. That's a joke. They're just, whatever. Don't be too obsessed with celebrities' lives, people. We're definitely a long way from the shimmering synth sounds of Midnight's here. It's all piano, guitar, bum, bum, bum. Just depressing shit. Jack Antonoff, he throws us a bone every now and then. Down Bad, it's got some weird wikis. But for the most part, sonically, it goes back to that folklore Evermore vibe. Alright, we got songs about this mofo, but we also got songs about this mofo. Is this slander? I'm pretty sure we all know this is about these two people, right? These are just 2 random white guys that I chose to represent the 2 characters in the album. But Daddy I Love Him is a certified banger, easily my favorite song on the album, and gives me such cruel summer vibes. I'd rather burn my whole house down than listen to 1 more second of all this bitching and moaning. Is a bar. The songwriting is so good. It's not a 1-to-1 of Travis, I'm sure, but it captures how she feels about that. Also, Taylor, whoever was telling you people were against you and Travis being together, you need to fire them, bro. People are making so much money off this relationship. This relationship and like the ghost of AI is keeping the American economy afloat. Some of the Travis songs I feel like are a bit too corny for me. We get it, he plays football, but at the same time, I get why they're on the album because they're how she feels. And I feel like in Lover, she really declared that with her art, she wanted to focus on things that bring her joy, which was a big shift from some of the songs on Reputation. But a lot of the songs on the anthology are also about wanting someone back. There's literally a song called I'm Gonna Get You Back. There's lots of other references to getting someone back. Yeah, it's a little embarrassing to want your ex back, but that's how she feels. Her kind of talking about her feelings despite being famous and the backlash that might result is a theme throughout some of the songs. I feel like in a lot of Taylor's songs, she talks about her struggles and her insecurities, which you think to yourself, she's Taylor fucking Swift. How could she be insecure? But in Anti-Hero, in You're On Your Own Kid, in I Can Do It With a Broken Heart, Who's Afraid of Little Old Me, she kind of makes these references to the weight she feels she bears as a person. Basically being like, being famous sucks, which doesn't sound like a valid complaint, but also I could see how it's a valid complaint. In Guilty as Sin, she says, if long-suffering propriety is what they want from me, they don't know how you've haunted me so stunningly. And I feel like it's interesting that she feels like there is this audience that wants something from the way she acts in her relationships, because you know, that's a lot to deal with. People's external expectations of you can change. They can be motivated for different reasons. And no one's going to know your life as well as you know your own and how to live your life. So it's hard to always have expectations about your life and how to live it. And Taylor really expresses that a lot about how she feels she has expectations put on her, and she's very aware of the narrative around her. A lot of the songs on the album give off a kind of blank space vibe where she is aware that people think she's some kind of, you know, temptress woman. But in the end, I feel like this album is Taylor kind of saying or asking, who's gonna hold you? I mean, in The Prophecy, she literally says, don't want money, just want someone who wants my company. A big part of the album is the tortured, but another big part of the album is the poet. And Taylor is really, not really, but she's somewhat concerned with her legacy as an artist in this album. She's referenced it before in State of Grace and Nothing New and Dear Reader. One day Taylor Swift might drop off the face of the fucking planet because she's sick of this bullshit. But in my opinion, this album is art. The Manuscript, the last song on the album, addresses this idea that her life is art. She's flipping through the manuscript. The manuscript is the album. She's feeling all types of ways about how she felt in the moment when she was writing these songs and making them. But in the end, she lets it go because it's not hers anymore. It's fucking art. It's for us to listen to and make our own interpretations of it and listen to it and appreciate the beauty of life. Yeah. Okay. I think that's the video. Thanks for watching. Stay sane. Catch you next time. Peace.